Welcome back, everybody, to the Detroit Lions franchise. And this might be one of the most important off seasons of this franchise. We reached the Super Bowl, but we end up in defeat and cannot win our first Super Bowl in this franchise. But the main concern is going to be quarterback. We have the defense in place. We have the running game in place. We just need a quarterback who can consistently make plays and then take over a game if needed. Kirk Bray, we took him in the first round a few years ago. He looked pretty good, but he has just been a turnover machine. He just can't be in there. We're going to look to get rid of him for sure. Mac Thurston stepped in. Played really well. For a 7th round rookie, you cannot really complain of what he did. But I think we started to see, the limitations in the Super Bowl. You're going to start to see that. Teams are going to finally get, film on him. And he's a 7th round pick for a reason. I do not want to go into next season with Mac Thurston as the number 1 quarterback. I do not. He's only a 69 overall. It's got to be somebody else. We got to get a better quarterback under this realm. Because really, Alex Randall, DeAndre Swift, Randall looks good. I think he'll just continuously to get better. He'll probably get more carries this year. We saw it in the playoffs. He was very, very good. And obviously, DeAndre Swift is absolutely fantastic. So those two guys running game, perfect. They're both returning. No problems there. Receiving, we saw what Jameson Williams did. Absolutely fantastic in the Super Bowl, and he can take over a game. Burks will be back. Dixon, he'll just continue to improve as a rookie. Same with Isaiah Leonard. So, a lot of these guys, Quez Watkins may not return. We'll have to see with re-signing. But a receiver's good. Tight ends, Brooks, Olsen, these guys are good. Every position we're at, we've built this team. And with contracts starting to going to be expiring here in the next year. Like I said, in the NFL a lot of times, your Super Bowl window is very small. It is. You just have to be lucky to continue it. Nobody is going to be like the New England Patriots. That's just an anomaly. That just doesn't happen. So, we have to take advantage. This was supposed to be the year, and we thought we had it with Kirk Bray, but we just did not. We still reached the Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying. With the roster we have, we still reached the Super Bowl. Hutchinson, he had a down year. Only 11.5 sacks back to his rookie season. Had a bit of a down year, not as successful. Him and Terrence Goodridge, I think the pressure was very inconsistent the entire season. But still, obviously, both X factors. We have other guys. Hopefully James Houston gets more of a role this year. The defense is just purely solid. Fantastic a linebacker. Secondary, I think, is the best secondary in the NFL. So this defense is just great. It is. And if we have a quarterback back there that can put up, big-time points and really make the offense successful, with this defense, forget it. We're going to be one of the most unstoppable teams. So I think this roster's constructed to where we might have cap problems in the next year or two. We'll see. Cap continues to go up. But we're going to have to re-sign, I believe, Hutchinson. We'll have to look at it here in a minute, who we're going to have to re-sign. But yeah, you can see defensive tackle. Derek Brown was the one I was thinking of. Now he's going to be 29 years old. He has some injury concerns. He's been very solid, but man, Lee McNeil is just so good. Malcolm Rodriguez, his contract is up. So the question is, do we bring him back? Depending what he wants. Obviously, Devin Bush is under contract. Defensive Player of the Year. Don Moyer really stepped up. Had a really good season last year. 6.5 sacks. Fantastic season for the 3rd round pick a few years ago. You can see last year, not a whole lot didn't get a playing time, but got a lot more playing time this year. And man, he performed very, very well. Pratt is going to be a free agent. We might bring him back just for a backup role like we did. It's good to kind of have that depth. But yeah, this secondary, Mike Hughes will be need to be resigned. We'll see. We could maybe get him to free agency. Now, Amani Warrior is reaching 30 years old, so he could start to drop in overall. We'll have to see how that plays out, but still, he's great. X Factor, cannot complain. Secondary with Boston and Stenson just sitting back there, the young guys. This secondary is ridiculous. McDougal and Ofunga back there and safety. They are great. So I have no concerns with the secondary. Just we'll see with Mike Hughes if we want to bring him back. But you can see Hutchinson, Frank Ragnow, Jamison Williams. I mean, Jamison Williams and Hutchinson alone are probably going to demand a lot of money. I want to bring back McDougal, Goodrich. I mean, a lot of these guys have to be re-signed. Obviously, Kirk Bray, we're going to look to trade. So that's a real concern. It really is. Those two guys are going to demand a lot of money. And that's why we need to win a Super Bowl. I say this has to be the year we win a Super Bowl. So let's get into player negotiations. Mac Thurston, I guess has to be signed here. He was a draft pick, right? Interesting. All right. We'll make the offer. I guess I did. Yeah, okay, never mind. Make the offer, 2-year deal. We definitely want to bring him back as a backup. I think we just continue to build him up. I mean, he could be solid. He played very, very well. So he could be a solid quarterback. And now I'm upping the deal, trying to make this. I mean, in reality, he'd probably make a little bit more than that. Quarterbacks, even backups, just demand a lot of money. But he signs. So Mike Hughes, you know what? I think that's not that much. It really isn't. But I think we're just going to let him hit free agency. I don't think we're just going to stick at it for now. Same thing with Malcolm Rodriguez. I think we're going to let Malcolm Rodriguez hit free agency. Same with Stevenson. Quez Watkins, he does have interest in re-signing, but I think we're going to let him free agency. Same with Pratt, but we might look to bring him back. I'd like to bring back Josh Pascal. I think he's made some plays. He is very solid. Doesn't get a whole lot of playing time, but he's solid. Just a 1-year deal. Could add more pass rush value, but he wants to go to free agency and maybe play for a team next year, which is understandable. Give him more playing time somewhere else. I'd like to bring back Travis Jones as well. Obviously, the injury concern with Derrick Brown. Travis Jones is very solid up front in the run game, so I'd like to bring him back, and he will be. So Travis Jones will return to this team next year, so that is good to see. That just takes away one possession of depth you don't really have to worry about. Tylan Wallace, man, what a preseason he had. But it's tough to get on the field with all the guys we have. I don't think we're going to bring him back. Hal, Mitchell, Chad Hill, and James Houston, we do want to bring back. He is going to have more of a role this year, I think, for sure. So let's offer him a 2-year deal. He plays way better than a 70. In reality, in real life, he had a pretty good season. Really good season. And I think he probably would be better than that. He's probably around an 80 overall. But, that's it. So he comes back. That's good to see. The rest of these guys will hit free agency. We might bring back a couple of them. I just want to see what the deals are going to be like. Let's take a look at the retirements this year. So Darius Slay retires, Tannehill. So we're getting to that point in the franchise. We're going to reach season 5 here now, where familiar names are going to be going. Thielen, Gold, Jake Matthews, Treader, Zach Martin, Keenan Allen retires. Those are big ones. J.J. Watt retired in real life, but finally retires here. And DeAndre Hopkins is going with him. So the Cardinals just freed up a ton of cap space. Micah Hyde and Mitch Morse are going to retire. Dupree, a lot of these guys at free agency are retiring. Anybody else really big time? Sammy Watkins, James Hurst. There was D Ford up there. Shaq Lawson. So those guys retire. So we'll head into free agency number 1. But, like I said, the main concern is quarterback. And we have sent out some trade requests. We have asked some teams. First things first, Kirk Bray is going to be traded. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are looking for a quarterback. So we send him to Pittsburgh for their number 12 overall pick in a 6th round. We'll send our 1st round this year and a 5th this year as well. And Kirk Bray, quarterbacks, there you go. Kirk Bray is now a Pittsburgh Steeler. So we'll pick up the number 12 pick in the draft this year, so to improve a team. So the first team we are going to make contact with is the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. I know this is a crazy stretch, but the Bills have missed the playoffs the last 2 years. Yeah, obviously, age 30, it's not that bad. Age 30 is nothing. He's still young. But are they having a little bit of disappointment with Josh Allen? They have not performed very well, even though Josh Allen's looked good, but yards have gone down. Touchdowns went down after the season he had in 2023, or the last time they made the playoffs. But as far as we know, speaking to them, Josh Allen is going to stay in Buffalo. He does not want to leave. He loves Buffalo, even though they've disappointed the last few years. Last year only, going 6-11? But he wants to stay in Buffalo. He's not going anywhere. So nothing there. Then, talk to the Raiders. Derek Carr. They're obviously willing to get rid of him. He's still in this team. But I don't know. I think we can get a little bit better because we have some negotiations with another team we're going to talk about here in a minute. So Derek Carr is a possibility if negotiations do not work out with this next team who we have in mind and this next quarterback that we have in mind that is having a little troubles with the team, and obviously we'll see their cap room is not very good, and that's Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, they did make the playoffs last year, but got beat pretty handily in the wild card game. They have had some successful years, and they've had some just really inconsistent years, and Lamar Jackson's contract is going to reach near the end. So he did re-sign a big-time deal after this first season in the franchise, but then he re-signs a deal, but that contract's coming to a close. Now, he'll have pretty much a year left on the deal, but you can see what he is taking up. And he wants a new deal already. He has been talking with the front office. We've heard the rumblings. We've talked with this Ravens team about possibly making a trade for Lamar Jackson. And you'll see with their team cap room, it is no good. They only have 36 guys on the roster, 2.91 cap. The Ravens right now, maybe not in that mode. They might be looking to trade Lamar Jackson. So we're going to offer him a second-round pick, our first-round pick next year, and Terrence Goodridge, a superstar X-Factor left end, which they do need. It is a team need for sure. We're going to offer up this trade for Lamar Jackson and see where this takes us. This could be huge. Here we go. And it is deal done. We have reached an agreement for Lamar Jackson to come to Detroit, and we make a massive, massive trade to the Baltimore Ravens, who now look like they are going to be in a different type of mode. They free up so much cap. I mean, they only had $2 million in cap. They had nothing. We take so much off the books, and this brings the quarterback that we need. Lamar Jackson, now he's never won a Super Bowl, but man, we have a guy that can make plays, a guy that is fantastic. This is a huge franchising change with this trade. It really is. And welcome to Detroit, Lamar Jackson. And I got Super Bowl in mind. I really do. Now, obviously, that's going to take a lot of our cap away because we're going to have to pay him $50 million. But I have no concerns there. And Kenny Pickett is a free agent. He was the only one. Maybe Malik Willis is a very interesting prospect. But I would not run. Same with Desmond Ridder. There's some guys here that would be very interesting to roll with your number one. But I wanted somebody that was guaranteed. And we just happened to find it with Baltimore as they are now changing up some things. They want to get on that rookie contract deal, sign some guys. It just made sense for both parties. It really, really did. Because this quarterback class, it's very, very good. It's really good. So you have definitely tons of talent. Cornerback, obviously, now we're going to have to think about somebody. I was looking at Dante Jackson as a possibility. I'm trying to also stick with the interest. Now, I know I'm willing to sign guys that don't have interest. You just offer them more money. But still, it just makes it a little bit better. But Derek Stingley has big-time interest in our team. And now, look, team has a franchise quarterback. We do now with Lamar Jackson. So we don't have Lamar Jackson. I'm not sure how much Stingley is really, interested in our team. He's only 25 years old, so we get younger at the position. Obviously, Amani Oruwariye could be old, we'll see. But we're going to offer Derek Stingley a contract. We're going to try to bring him in. And right now, we have the lead over Cincinnati and Miami. Just, we're playing out of nickel most of the time anyway. So we have three corners always on the field anyway. Now, Josh Pascal, no team's interested. But going down the list, I look at Jermaine Johnson. Same thing, no team's really interested in him. Decent speed, decent acceleration. He's only 27 years old. Good, decent block shedding. You know what? He's a star dev. And now with Terrence Goodridge gone, that opens up a spot. Now we need a starting end on the other side. So you know what? I think let's try to sign Jermaine Johnson to a deal. Let's do maybe... we stick with the 2 years, maybe up the money just a little bit here on the salary and the bonus. Let's keep that bonus there. Let's try that. And now I just didn't even think about it. With the trading of Terrence Goodrich, we just traded both of our first-round picks in our first season. That's crazy to think about. So we'll offer him a contract. Patrick Ricard, why not? Come over from Baltimore. You got Lamar Jackson now. Bring him over. You know, it's going to be a little bit different style, obviously. But we'll offer him a deal to Patrick Ricard. So let's do let's evaluate these contracts, see if anybody decides to sign with us. And we'll see what happens here. So let's take a look. And we signed them all. Derek Stingley has signed. Big time signing there. Patrick Ricard's going to sign. And Jermaine Johnson is going to sign with us as well. He'll probably be your starting left end. And that's the thing with Houston. We can kind of rotate some guys. Hutchinson on the other side. So we can now have guys there. And the other thing about Goodrich is now he does not have to be re-signed. That's a guy that's taken away. Don't have to worry about that contract. Now we're just looking for backup, maybe linebacker. Free agency's not going to be a whole lot more. I was looking at Tyus Bowser, but you know what? Jermaine Pratt still wants to come back. Put him in the backup role. And we're not going to bring back Malcolm Rodriguez because I was looking at the draft, and now since we have the number 12 pick overall with the Pittsburgh trade, there's a guy that I'm thinking, and we're going to do this contract real quick. There's a guy that I saw in there that I think it looks like an absolute beast. So Jermaine Pratt does sign. He will come back more in that backup role. You know, depending on possible injuries, could get more playing time. He has some trust in him. But taking a look at this draft, combine results are out. But yeah, we'll look at the quarterbacks here in a second. And I want to look at the mock draft. But as we go down the list here, I've been going through this entire season. I know I don't show this a whole lot. I probably should go over it a little bit more. But it's just you don't get as much information throughout the season. But look at Emmanuel Force, left outside linebacker, which we need. Runs a 4.43. Very good bench. I mean, 4.43. Absolutely crazy speed. A awareness, B block shed, B pursuit. We have to see what his, maybe play rec, but tackle A to C could be. We'll see what the zone coverage is, but he looks outstanding. And he is not a top 5 pick. You can see right now it's projected at number 19. We're sitting at 12. You just never know how things are going to turn out. That's why I want to look at the mock. But man, he looks so good. Now, these top 3 guys, top 4, I would say, even 5 look pretty good too. Now, we might not be in the position to get this, but Johnny Hayden, 6'4". He is a big physical receiver. A release, a deep route, runs a 4.48. He has a 43-inch vertical at his height at 6'4". I mean, just throw it up to him, and he's going to bring it down. And like I said, a deep route. He has the A short route, A spec catch, A release. I mean, A medium route. I mean, all of his route running is perfect too. It's ridiculous. This guy is going to be if he is not an X factor or at least, over an 80 overall, I don't know what's happening. But whoever gets Johnny Hayden, man, wow. Kenny Aiken, who we did look at because we thought maybe there was a possibility if the season went downhill after the coach firing that possibly he could be a guy. I mean, elite arm strength, A deep accuracy, B medium, B short, A play action. We don't need them, but man, these quarterbacks look really, really good. This is the first class in a while that I've seen where these quarterbacks look absolutely fantastic. Dave Cook, a little bit different, a little bit better, 40, so he's going to give you more of that run. He can't throw as deep, but his medium and short are A. I mean, A awareness already. So, wow. And then you got Ty Gervasi. Same thing. A little bit undersized. Not really. I mean, he's 6 foot. But still, he has very good arm strength, A medium accuracy. He's very good under pressure, A awareness, B play action. Looks like a very good quarterback. And then Marcus McCoy, a guy who we did look at. This is another outside linebacker. But you know what? I think Emmanuel Forrest looks better. Now, Marcus McCoy is going to be more of your power guy, for sure. But he still has A finesse moves. So I think Marcus McCoy is more of your pass rusher. But we want a guy that can go out and cover, passes. So that might be Forrest. But let's take a look at this mock. So Kenny Aiken going at number 1, they're saying to Philadelphia. And I see the Ravens are at number 2. So that is interesting. because they traded us. Lamar obviously made the deal for Lamar Jackson. But as you can see, they made a deal with Jacksonville. Now, Jacksonville was kind of in a sweet spot because they don't need a quarterback. They drafted one last year, and he's been fantastic. So the Ravens trade up. Jacksonville gets, looks like a couple ones and a 2, which obviously if you're trading up that much, they'll get the Ravens this one and then next year. So, man, this is the Ravens' plan. They decide to trade Lamar, get rid of all that cap, and now they have the number 2 pick. You'll get it on a rookie contract. These quarterbacks look fantastic. You have cap room to sign some guys. There you go. They're saying Johnny Hayden at 4. I mean, really, he should be. I mean, obviously the teams that need quarterback, you're taking quarterback. But, man, he's probably the top player in this draft based off what I saw. Go down the list here. Let's see. So I don't see Emmanuel Forrest. And actually, they haven't projected at us. So we're on the same path. That's same wavelength. That is weird because I see Emmanuel Forrest as one of our top guys. And it actually has it in the mock that we're taking him. So that is interesting to see. That's cool. And I know sometimes that deals with favorites. But I don't have him. I don't have any really favorites right now. You know, you make the list during the maybe right before the draft, but I don't have anything. So that's interesting. Going down the list here. Anybody else? Just looking. We'll see. Obviously, we'll have to take a big look at what the Bears, Packers, and Vikings do. But that is your mock for right now. And a big trade. Ravens move up to 2. Man, they're making some moves. Now we'll go to our 5th-year option. McDougal. Yeah, pick it up. Easy call. Picking that up. No big deal. Now, if we had, yeah, pick it up. Easy. So at least postpones that for a year. So we're done with free agency. Let's take a look, see if there's any big-time signings. Evan Neal to the Colts, McCall Hardman to the Niners. So we'll look for more of our division teams and maybe NFC as well. Obviously will impact us. Sean Murphy-Button going to the Commanders. Sky Moore going to the Patriots. Mike Hughes, there we go. He's going to Tampa Bay. So he goes down to Tampa. Might be a permanent starter down there. Anybody else big time? Naheem Hines going to Tampa Bay. Nate Davis going to the Ravens. Christian Watson, he is out of this division. See you later. Thank God. He goes to Denver. Dante Jackson going to the Texans. Agba going to the Texans as well. Jaquan Brisker leaves Chicago but stays in division and going to Minnesota. Keanu Neal had a big year. He's going to the Giants. Going to the Commanders is Malcolm Rodriguez. So good for him getting a big-time contract there. I'm sure he'll perform very, very well. He performed for, obviously, outstanding for us. But I'm thinking Emmanuel Forrest is going to be that guy. I want to check out the quarterbacks here. Let's take a look. Pickett's going to the Texans. So Kenny Pickett to the Texans. He'll be their new guy. Baker Mayfield signed us. He signed to the Texans as well. What the heck? Logic in this game sometimes. I mean, why? Goff going to Pittsburgh. So I guess he'll back up Kirk Bray. Sam Darnold to the Ravens. What? They kind of, okay. All right, I guess he'll be the backup there to probably the quarterback. They took Malik Willis. What is going on here? Desmond Ridder going to Tampa, so I'm guessing he'll be the starter. Jacoby Brissett going to Tennessee. Why in the world? Because they're probably going to draft a quarterback. Makes no sense. That might have to be somewhat adjusted. All right, here we go. So here we go, NFL draft. Let's get this one going. Number 1 is going to be Philadelphia. You expect quarterback. You expect Aiken to go. And let's see if Philadelphia doesn't surprise. Now it's just where the Ravens go at 2 with signing 2 quarterbacks. So there you go. Kenny Aiken, number 1 pick. He is, that was for sure. But here comes Baltimore. They signed Darnold. They signed Malik Willis. But do they go quarterback? And they do. Dave Cook. So now I guess they're not messing around. 3 quarterbacks there. Like, we're going to make sure we have our guy. Dave Cook, quarterback. I think it's a very solid pick. New Orleans is going to go with Roderick Griffin. So obviously they did not need a quarterback. They have their guy. But I am surprised they still did not take Johnny Hayden, which I think Atlanta's going to take here. How can you not take that guy? 3, the receiver is just an absolute beast. But you have your own ideas. It is what it is. So, hey, and there you go. Johnny Hayden going to Atlanta. And they got Ramirez at quarterback, Ben Ramirez. So they could have a 1-2 punch. We'll see. We'll see if we face up against Atlanta in this season, because he could be an absolute beast. McCoy goes to the Browns. McLaughlin's going to go to the Commanders. Trent Bowden is going to go to the Arizona Cardinals. We're just going to roll with it here. We're hoping that Emmanuel Forrest doesn't go anywhere. And we got that Packer team right in front of us, I swear, if the Packers take them. Please hope not. That does not happen. Will Whitfield going to the Texans as they continue to try to build their team with now Kenny Pickett at quarterback. So we'll see what they do. Deion Allen, left end out of Florida, going to Minnesota. So we'll see. Obviously, we'll take a look at all of our guys. Minnesota's in front of us, and not Green Bay. I thought it was Green Bay at first. But Emmanuel Forrest, this is our pick. We know we're picking him. That's the job right there. Easy. He ran a 4.38 in a pro day. My goodness. This guy's an absolute, just flies around the field. A tackle, B zone, A hit power. Now, obviously, it's based off the class, but still, easy pick for us. Easy pick. And he's a hidden dev. 91 speed, 93 acceleration. Man, 89 change of direction as a linebacker. I mean, the agility is a little low at 79, which doesn't really always make sense. But, man, he looks like a beast. Emmanuel Forrest, we'll take him. He is our pick. And now we'll just continue through the first round, and then we'll just skip to each one of our picks. So there's Meredith, cornerback. He is taken by Green Bay. So Green Bay was kind of squeezed right in between those division opponents. Kaliko McDonald taken by the Raiders. You got San Francisco on the clock here. I would say the quarterbacks in this draft class, though, and the wide receivers look pretty good, too. And there you go. Jalen Finley going to San Francisco. But they both of those positions. And I would say some of the outside linebackers. There's Ty Gervasi going to Tennessee. And I guess now with Malik Willis gone, he's going to be the guy. They're going to roll with him. So that'll be your quarterback in Tennessee, which I think he is. I'm telling you, the quarterbacks in this draft were very, very good. I mean, at least look like it. We'll have to see after this. We'll take a look, obviously, at the draft recap. But those guys looked really, really good. So I think whatever team took quarterback this year, you got your guy for years to come. You really did. Now, you never know how things are going to turn out. You know, how they're going to, come into the NFL, perform. George Jordan going to Chicago, wide receiver. We'll have to, obviously, we'll see what he's got. But, yeah, you never know. But I still think the guy, a lot of these teams are going to be in a lot better position. Philadelphia, still think has a talented team. But the quarterback, they lost Jalen Hurts. They just had a really, really awful year. But now, with Kenny Aiken, who knows? They could be in for a very solid season. We'll see. We'll see how, quarterback makes such a huge difference. It really does. And when you don't have a guy back there that can't really perform, it just doesn't work out. And now Philadelphia has a chance. So, Conley is going to be your last pick here in this first round to the defending now champs Colts. So let's just go to our next pick, and we're just going to go through our picks here really quickly. So Matt Bennett, we're just going to continue an outside linebacker. And to be honest with you, right now we're at a position where we're just taking backups. I know it's crazy to think second round pick, you're just taking backups, but that's where we're at. I was looking at our roster. A lot of our positions, our starters are filled. We don't need many guys. So we'll take him. Third round, Xavier Whitfield looks solid. Take some more running back depth. You never know with injury. Third round pick, ran a nice 40. Looks decently. You look okay. 92 speed, 91 acceleration, 89 agility. Not too bad. So we'll take Xavier Whitfield with our third round pick. Now I think we're going to go offensive line. Evan Moore looks solid. A awareness, A pass block. We'll see what he is, but he's got 87 strength. We'll have to take a look at his stuff here, but he's a normal dev as well. But Evan Moore is going to be our pick there in the fourth round. Let's go on later. Now we got tight end depth. Joe Allen looks solid. He's got some receiving skills, got some decent height. 6'4", B catching, B deep route, not too bad. We'll take Joe Allen, 84 speed, 88 acceleration, 82 agility, just a normal dev there. he's going to be our number like 3 tight end. Britton Orr, free safety, I think probably going to be our last pick here in the 7th round. We're just going to take him. Britton Orr, 88 speed, 83 agility, 86 acceleration. Normal dev. We'll see what he is, but I'm not expecting too much there. That was next to last pick in the draft. So that's going to do it. We go through the draft quickly. Not too exciting other than getting Emmanuel Forrest, who I want to see what he is. And he is a 78 overall. Obviously hidden dev. So Emmanuel Forrest, we'll see everything else. Yeah, hidden dev, 6'3", 235 out of Texas A&M. Looks like an absolute beast. Now, obviously, numbers, equipment, faces, that will all change. I will kind of change things around, so don't really have to worry. 49 could suit him, but I could probably do something else. 89 tackle. He's got 74 awareness, 77 strength. We saw speed at 91. 84 hit power, 83 acceleration, 76 block shed. He's not obviously much of a power rusher. Zone coverage is only in the 60s, which was a B. So maybe in the... So he needs some work there, but man, he has insane athleticism. It's crazy, and I think he's definitely worthy of the pick. Matt Bennett, 67 overall, 84 speed. He's got 74 finesse moves, so he's more of that pass rush guy that he can, bring maybe on third downs. But like I said, this draft was just picking up depth. It really was. Just depth picks. Xavier Whitfield, he's an 80. He's a 74. Not too bad. 92 speed, 91 acceleration, 91 carry. He's got 83 trucking, 81 stiff arm. So more of your power back type guy. But not too bad. We'll take it. He'll be your number kind of 3 guy sitting back there. That works out. That's for sure. Evan Moore. Took him. He's a 74 overall. So that's a very solid backup guard for a 4th round pick. Decent all around the board. Just the finesse is the only thing that he has troubles with. He's more of a strength guy. So we'll work on that. I mean, I'm hoping he doesn't get much playing time during the season. Because that would mean we have big-time injuries. But yeah, Joe Allen just needed depth at tight end. 67 overall. There was a tight end I would have to say that I was going to pick later on who was a blocking guy. But he was taken. So we take Joe Allen. Pass-catching guy. Not too bad. Can't complain for a number 3 tight end in like the 6th round. So it's not that bad of a pick. Where you kind of place it. It's really not too bad. And then obviously Britton Orr, he was the next to last pick in the draft. Not really much there. 60 overall. I hope definitely be released or probably a practice squad guy. That's just how it's going to be. So let's take a look at the draft. Kenny Aiken is a 75 overall. Hidden dev. Strong arm is going to be his archetype for him. So Philadelphia, I think, got themselves a player. 94 throw power, 85 deep accuracy. He's got 86 play action. Still needs work across the board on other stuff, but man, you got that prototypical size, arm strength, really good off the play action, really good down the field. That works out perfectly for Philadelphia. Dave Cook, hidden dev for Baltimore. He is a 73 overall, obviously 21 years old out of Auburn. Throw power a little less, 90, but still solid. But he's better with the accuracy. Medium, short, pretty good. Medium, he got a little bit more better speed. So, I mean, just different types of guys, but man, I mean, they're still very good. I would have taken that in our first pick. Roderick Griffin, so he is a 72 overall, but he's a normal dev. I think the Saints missed on this. You should have taken Johnny Hayden. I don't know why you went this route. I don't understand it. When you got a receiver like this, the dude's at 83 overall. Hidden dev. Man. This is like depending what his speed is. This is either 90 speed, 93 acceleration. I was gonna say this is a Randy Moss or a Calvin Johnson, but Moss and Johnson, their speeds would be like 95 plus. But man, 98 spec catch, 98 jumping. He needs more work on the medium and deep route, but man, the Saints, and he's in division. They completely missed out on that one. Marcus McCoy, hidden dev, obviously a guy that we definitely liked, but he was too high. We'd have to make he was up top 5. That wasn't going to happen. 90 acceleration. You got 79 finesse moves, 81 strength. Not too bad for Cleveland, who Just adds him next to, I guess Clowney is going to be gone, but Myles Garrett's still there, obviously. So add another pass rusher there. We saw Emmanuel Force. Anybody else we got to want to look at? There's Ty Gervasi. So he's a 75 overall, and he's a hidden dev. So, man, Tennessee, they really hit on that pick too. 92 throw power. Obviously is the morale's down, but that'll go right back up to start the season. How's break sack is probably the worst, but everything else, I mean, it's just solid stuff. Cannot complain. I'm telling you, the quarterbacks were really, really good. Really good. Same with the receivers. Yeah, Jalen Finley's a 77 overall. Hidden dev for San Francisco. I mean, he's very undersized, 5'8", but he's got 99 speed, so he's like your Tyreek Hill. That's what he is. Acceleration needs to be a little bit higher, but man, 99 speed. Phew. He's going to be a difference maker for San Francisco, that's for sure. So let's go to the Bears. Let's take a look at our division teams. So George Jordan, heck of a name there, was taken with their pick. And he's a hidden dev. I'm telling you, the receiver. 75 overall, hidden dev, 6'3", more of your physical guy, 89 speed, 92 acceleration, 84 catching. Nice catching traffic, good spec catch, decent agility. Needs work on all the route running. But he's going to be more of your, just throw him the ball, and he'll go get it. And that's a very, very good pick. They took Juwan Spikes as well. Can't complain, 70 overall, went in the 4th round. More of your speed guy, 94 speed, 98 acceleration. Good agility. He still has 81 spec catch. So not maybe the greatest draft for the Bears, but still really good first pick. Now the Packers take Connor Meredith, cornerback. He is a hidden dev. Looks pretty good. 90 speed. He needs work on the zone coverage. Good agility, good acceleration. Press okay. But with that hidden dev, he's just probably going to get better and better. Great. Look, man, the Packers draft looks really good. George Rogers, hidden dev, right tackle, helps out with their offensive line. Strength is only a 78. Ooh, that's very low. I don't know. That's not what you want to see, his strength. But still, hidden dev, cannot complain. Mike Ramsauer, hidden dev center. So they're just hitting on these hidden dev offensive linemen. They are. Strength 84, I would say still a little bit low, but solid across the board. He's a 73. And then they took Aaron Evans. He is not a hidden dev. So finally, they did not get a hidden dev offensive lineman. But hey, you can't complain with a 72 overall guard in like the 4th round. I mean, I think the Packers had an excellent draft. They really did. They worked on their offensive line, worked on the defense there because they took receivers last year. So that's a pretty good job. Minnesota took Deion Allen. He is a 73 overall. He is a hidden dev, left end, 95 strength, 84 tackle. So he might not really get to the quarterback, but he is going to bully you. Man. So that is something we're going to have to definitely take a look. That's a pretty good pick, knowing that we just took Lamar Jackson and the running game is going to be very prevalent, which it was already, but now you add in Lamar. That's a pretty good pick. Right tackle, T.J. Newton. Yeah, the strength for the offensive lineman, though, I'd have to say, is a little bit down. Seeing a lot in the 70s. And they got Trevon Basley, outside linebacker. 83 speed, 88 acceleration. Not really a pass rushing guy. More of his zone is at 74. So he's more of your coverage linebacker. But still, I think the speed, we'll see. But a solid draft for the Vikings. I think it's a solid draft. So with that over, it's your off season. But let's take a look at our schedule coming into this season. So we take on Seattle. We see Indianapolis. We got a rematch of the Super Bowl in week 2. Man, I can't wait for that one. That should be good. And then week 3, you can see we got Atlanta. So we'll see Johnny Hayden. But see, 4 of our first 5 games this season are at home. So that has you a little worried here near the end of the season. So we take on the Packers Monday night. And you can see 3 of our first 5 games are primetime games as well. We'll take on the Bears Sunday night before we hit our bye week. We are obviously a fantastic home team last year. Only lost, I believe, 1 game at home. That's it. So what can we do on the road? We'll see. We got the Saints Thursday night. Then we go to New England. And then we go to Green Bay to finish off their Week 11 before coming back home for the Thanksgiving Day game against the Dolphins. So 3-game road trip before ever 5 games there on the road as we go to Tampa Bay. Another primetime game, Sunday night. Jeez. We'll take on Minnesota for the first time in Week 14, then see them again in Week 16, and then take on the Bears Week 17. We finish off with 3 road games with the Bears and Vikings, with 2 of those being away division games. Man, interesting schedule there, but we have high expectations. What we're going to do is skip the preseason. We're not going to go through that. We're just going to go right into week number 1, taking on the Seattle Seahawks on the Sunday night game. But I'm expecting big things this year. Lamar Jackson, your new quarterback. I think this is going to be a fantastic season once again. And hopefully, we can get back to the Super Bowl and take home the Lombardi Trophy this time. I think we can do it. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate it. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more. I will see you in the next one. You guys have a good one. Bye-bye.